going on, everyone? Elijah with Aiden Pressure Washing here. Wanted to just take a quick moment and basically show you what a really good starter rig would be. Something you can make really, really good money with. It's how we started, and we've got our backup rig right now, and so it's kind of how we're rolling now. But I want to show you how you can actually make 100 grand on about the most basic setup that you can have. All right, so here's our F-150 that we are rolling with for our backup rig until our 350 is out of production. So here's what we got. This setup right here can make you $100,000 a year, no problem. What we've got is we've got a 60-gallon buffer tank. We have a 5-gallon-a-minute cold water pressure washer, and then that little tank right there, that is a 16-gallon tank that we use for our bleach or sodium hypochlorite. And we've just got basically some sections of 50-foot pressure hose, garden hose there, and then a couple brushes and a squeegee on the side. Now this, you could actually even if you had a 4-gallon-a-minute machine, you could save a little bit of money, but the 4 and 5s are pretty much the same. I think we paid, I want to say under 3 grand for the 5-gallon-a-minute machine. And let's see, this tank, our water tank, a buffer tank, we got at an outlet for tanks that have blemishes or just aren't perfect, so the factory doesn't want to sell them. I think we paid $100 for that. And then the 16-gallon tank, I think, was $50. Other than that, I mean, you've got some fittings and stuff, the hoses. You'll get a 50-foot section and a wand with your machine. And garden hose is, going to run you maybe an extra $100 depending on how much you get. So you've got 3 grand, maybe even a little under 3 grand. That you can invest. Obviously, having a truck in advance would be good, but you can work out of the back of an SUV, or I've seen people work out of the back of cars before. So I mean, really, to get started, you're talking a $3,000, $4,000 investment in equipment. Now this is basically the most basic level you could get. Even something you might want to add for your basic would be a surface cleaner. Get a 20-inch surface cleaner to add on. That way you can do some driveways, walkways, that sort of stuff. And then some bleach for your tank, maybe some degreaser if you're going to do some of those jobs. But you can start washing houses for, basically 3 grand. Now the key is to make that 100,000 that we're talking about, you've got to dial in your marketing. A lot of people go the route of investing tens of thousands of dollars in equipment out the jump. They don't put any money into marketing, and then they've got this really fancy rig or skid unit that is just sitting in their driveway, in their shop, waiting to be used. So I always tell guys, if you're having to pick, if you're on a budget, go less on the equipment, focus more on your marketing. As you bring in more and more jobs, as you dial in your marketing, upgrade your equipment as quick as possible. For us, as many of you know that watch the channel, we started out with just side hustling pressure washing. So we had full-time jobs. All the money that we made went right back into our equipment, upgraded to a trailer unit, added a 8-gallon-a-minute machine, so we went from 4 to 8-gallon-a-minute machine, got a 12-volt system, all that sort of stuff. But that's just because we were throwing all the money back in the business, back into our equipment, back into our marketing, and it helped us scale really quickly. So that's the most important thing, is making sure you have your marketing dialed in, start with your equipment. And I mean, you can start knocking out jobs. To do 100 grand, that would be pushing it as, you know, part-time. If you've got a full-time job and you're trying to do it on the side, um, you know, you've got a lot of $500 house washes there to get to 100 grand. But equipment wise, certainly doable with the equipment that I showed you. You know, you can work out of the back of the truck like this. It's not necessarily ideal not having hose reels and all that sort of stuff, but certainly not something that you need from the get-go. You know, I like the idea of not investing a ton in equipment from the start anyways, because if you haven't actually been out in the field and worked, you know, a few full weeks of washing, you don't really know if it's going to be for you or not. Uh, it's not super hard work, but you know, some people just can't handle it. So it's good to try it out, get a few washes under your belt, you know, at least make the money back on your equipment so you could sell that and not be out anything if you decide to get out of the game. But hopefully that video helped kind of show you what it entails as far as what equipment you need to get started. And from there, I mean, you can just decide how much you want to invest in the business, how much you want to take out. Really, the longer you can delay paying yourself or giving yourself a large salary, the more and more you're going to be able to feed your business, which in the end will be able to feed you. So, you know, I know for us right now, we're not even taking very large salaries from the business. And thankfully this year, I mean, we hit 46,000 our first month of production. Looks like we're going to hit 48, 49,000 for May, and then we're booked at about 40 right now for June. So, you know, even at the level that we're at, there's three of us. You know, we're basically taking as minimal salary as we can to cover our expenses on our personal side, and then throwing the rest back in the business. So the longer you can delay, the better the payout's going to be in the end. So hopefully that helped. If it did, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel. We'd love it. We're trying to get to that 1,000 followers. Hopefully I can get more consistent with videos. That's the plan at least. So if you've got any topics that you want us to cover, just let me know in the comments below, and we'll get some videos made for you. Talk to you later.